Hi everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this home called Brunswick Avenue. So the name of this home kind of just came around randomly. I wasn't really too sure what to call it, to be honest. Sometimes this happens where I'm kind of in the mood to build like some sort of traditional family home, but I've done those type of builds before and I can't call every single build a traditional family home. So what I've actually been doing recently, but not maybe just one or two builds, I can't really think of the last one I did, but just actually using like a street name instead, or like making like an actual name for the house, if that makes sense. So I kind of just went on a street name generator sort of thing on Google, and it came up with this, and I thought that'll do. So this kind of theme of the house though is kind of like a traditional family home. It doesn't have a kid's bedroom in it, but it does have a secondary bedroom, which could be used for that. So it does have 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it came in at 105,182 simoleons. And I know that figure because I'm looking at my phone at the gallery app. I've mentioned this before, but I don't think you can actually download the gallery app anymore. But if you do have it, it is, especially if you do like speed builds and voiceovers and stuff, it's very, very useful to have, because when you're doing a voiceover, you know, I feel like some people might find it useful to tell you about like the details about that build. So say you're watching a build and you really like it, and you think, I wonder how much this is going to be, if it's going to, you know, my family's going to be able to afford it, and then you can just tell them straight away, and there you go. So that's why I do it. So if that's helpful, there you go. And it's also on a 30 by 20 lot. So it is a pretty small home, to be honest. It only took me like an hour and a half to do, which is like no time at all. But I did actually have a few problems with my recording software during this, which you maybe will notice around this time here, as it is a little bit laggy on screen, and I'm really sorry about that. But once I get to around just before the 4-minute mark, I believe it is, and the lag goes. So I started off this build using Dxtory. And I don't know why, but sometimes it's my primary recorder that I use. And sometimes, you know, well, the majority of the time it's fine. It'll record with no lag or anything. You know, maybe a few lag spikes and things like normal. But for some reason today, and it does this every once in a while, it'll just be so laggy for that full day. Anything I record, it'll just be terrible lag on it, and that's what happened today, unfortunately. But when I didn't even know, because when I was recording this, like when I was building this on my game, if that makes sense, there was no lag at all. It just looked normal. But when I watched the recording back, it was so laggy and horrible. So I don't know why it does that. It's so annoying. I think it's just when memory gets low on my computer, because like each of these recordings, if I'm recording for like 40 to 50 minutes or so, with Dxtory, one of those video files that's that long will be around 100 or 70 or 100 gigabytes. So, you know, I think that's to do with that. But once we get to about the 4-minute mark, which we're nearly there, then we'll go ahead and switch over to OBS, which is sometimes I do that if I notice some lag. And also sometimes I might record a little bit and like stop the recording, go back into my recordings like folder to check if it turned out alright. And if it didn't if it didn't turn out alright like I did this time, then I just switched over to OBS. There we go, couldn't think what it was called for there. And that just normally helps, and it really did. And I hope it did, like I think it did, because when I watched back it was no lag at all. So I'm hoping it's going to turn okay out in the render. So I just want to point out those little balcony things that I just did on the side. Now, I had a little problem with the roofing in this build. I don't know what it was, but roofing just wasn't my friend today. It just was not going right. So it would have worked right, but it would have had that little overhang. So I kind of make these non-functional balconies on the side. They don't have doors to them or anything, but they do have a window next to them. And I thought it was kind of just like a nice little feature, so I went ahead and included that. So yeah, I believe we've switched over to OBS at this point, so hopefully you don't see as much lag. I think that with OBS the quality is a tiny little bit less as good, I suppose. And it looks like a little bit more faded out. I guess you could say more like washed over. I feel like with if you like go back a few minutes and look at the UI in like the top compared to what it looks now, I feel like now it looks like it has less contrast, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe you see a difference, maybe you don't. Anyway, so we're just working on some landscaping here. Now, one thing you probably noticed about this build is that I'm using green siding. Now, I never ever use green siding. I don't think I've ever used it, to be honest. I have used green wallpapers and stuff on the interior, but never, I don't think, on the exterior, I don't think I have. So, I thought it'd be kind of nice to try something a little bit different, since this is, you know, a traditional family home, and I have done these quite a bit. I thought if I want to really do it, another one, then I'm going to have to try and think of something to do different, and I thought maybe doing green siding would be something a little bit different, and I think it looked pretty nice, and I probably will use it again, because I know I see sorry, I've took a break here or something, it looks like. Or, I think I have. Please say I'm going to come back in a minute, otherwise I'm going to have to stop the there we go. Anyway, so, what was I just saying that I've totally forgotten? Totally went off track. What was I I've totally forgotten. Nope, it's gone. Anyway, so we're just working with the floor plan here. And it is kind of... Oh, I remember now. Anyway, so what I was saying was to do with, like, how I normally have, like... It was kind of like beige and neutral colours that I use quite a lot. Pretty boring, I know. I use that quite a lot in my interiors, and I kind of went away from that because I felt like I was using it too much, and I went to start using kind of red colours and stuff. But then that colour and blue as well started becoming the norm, and so it feels like I'm using those too much now. So with this traditional family home here today, I went ahead and used quite a bit of neutral colours, especially downstairs. One of the bedrooms is green to kind of match with the siding. I mean, it's a little bit darker, but... yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and use some more neutral colours today, since it has been a little while since I have used it as kind of like a primary colour scheme in the house. So I thought it would look kind of nice to do that. So in the back garden we've got a little pool there as well, a little bit smaller than I would normally do. Sometimes I make the pools absolutely massive, like totally not needed. And sometimes even if you have a really big pool, the Sims don't swim the full length of it. They kind of just stop at a certain point and turn around, so it's kind of just a waste of space, to be honest. But at the same time, having a bigger pool means you don't have to kind of, you know, do lots of landscaping, because sometimes it can get a little bit repetitive and boring. So yeah, anyway. So today is currently the 27th of October. I think this is actually going up after Halloween, I believe. I'm not too sure. I can't really remember actually. So yeah, I'm kind of a little bit all over the place with my recording because I'm kind of doing Halloween videos at the minute. If this goes up after Halloween, I hope you enjoyed those. I'm not going to ruin, like, I'm not going to say what those videos were in case this goes up before Halloween, if that makes sense. But I've been working on some really nice things, I think. And yeah, so we've got cats, and by the time you see this, cats and dogs is literally right around the corner if this goes up after Halloween, which I'm so excited for. And I have so much content planned, and like I won't be able to do it all. The amount of ideas I have is just absolutely crazy. I've told this how I manage all my videos and stuff, but in the past, but I have this kind of Google spreadsheet where I kind of keep track of everything. So I basically just have one column for the video title and one column for the video date. Now I upload every single day apart from Tuesdays and Thursdays. So basically what I do is I just have the year already done with all those dates down. Of course, it's subject to change, you know, now and again, or maybe I have to add extra rows in if I'm going to do an extra video or something. But that's kind of like the main, I guess, I can't think of the word. Like the default, I guess that doesn't make sense. Hopefully you know what I mean. Oh my god, anyway, so yeah, and I have like on the side of it, I have another column for build ideas, another column for creative sim ideas, and then just another column for anything that doesn't really fit into those two. And I have so many ideas for cats and dogs, it's insane. I'm not going to be able to do it all, but you know, there's lots there I can maybe do if I get some more free time or something. But when cats and dogs come out, like the same with it I did with Parenthood, because when I got early access for that, I did so many videos for it because I had free time to do it. And it actually, what was good about Parenthood, it was actually during the school holidays, so I had even more time than I would. And I think on the first day that when the embargo lifted, I did like 9 or 10 videos, which is absolutely crazy, and that was just for a game pack. So if I'm going to be doing videos again with an expansion pack, it's probably going to be pretty crazy. So, you know, I'm just going to have to wait and see how that all plans out. And it was actually yesterday, was it? No, yeah, it was yesterday, the 26th of October, another live stream on for kind of the vet clinics and the vet career and things, which is really interesting. And they went ahead and showed a few build mode items. I believe there's like 230 build mode items, which is, with most packs now, I get most excited about the build mode items to see what I can build with them. But you know, there's going to be so many things. I didn't even realize we get that many items with a expansion pack. I don't know how many we got with City Living, but I didn't realize we get that much. Anyway, so, yeah, we're going to have so much to do with that, and, yeah, I thought I was going to say something else, and it's, like, just gone. Nope, it's gone. Anyway, so we're just working on the living room here. It is pretty small, actually. Well, this is on a 30 by 20 lot, like I mentioned, so, you know, it is pretty small, but, it's, you know, I feel like if I do, you know, rooms too big or anything, then I kind of feel like I repeat my decorations and stuff, if that makes sense. In some areas, I feel like I have to really cram full that room with decorations, if that makes sense, to make it more interesting to look at. That's not always the case, but with these smaller rooms I don't have to really worry about that, because it isn't that much you can do with them anyway. But you know, I feel like sometimes it's nice to just do smaller builds, because recently I have been doing a lot of bigger ones, and I kind of just wanted something I could like get done and finish in one day. Well, an hour and a half, and it was kind of just nice to do that, and you know, just doing traditional builds that I'm kind of used to, because you know, I have been trying to do more kind of out the box sort of things. Well, not that many, but you know, just doing other type of decoration styles, I should say, than what I normally do. So it was kind of nice to kind of just go back to what I like to do, just for one, you know, speed build. I'm not going to do this all the time. It was just because I haven't really done this in a while. So we're just working on this kind of like dining room area here. I wasn't really too sure what to do, because I wanted that little back bit where you saw that little computer desk thing. I wanted that to be separate, like another room off, like a study room. But then I was thinking, where on earth I'm going to put a dining table? I mean, I could have put it in the thing, like in the actual kitchen, but I wanted to put an island there, so that wouldn't have worked out. So I kind of just had to open up that area. Otherwise, the dining table would just be in like a little hallway sort of thing. So yeah, I just kind of opened it up. And yeah, so like I said, this should be going up to Halloween, I think. I'm trying to think if there was anything else like interesting to say. Not really. Oh, my driving lessons are going well as well. I know a few people have been like telling me about that, and somebody really nicely explained how driving lessons work and stuff in the US, because I was kind of confused about how it all works over there. Because I always thought it was much easier, like you get your permit and then you can go, but it's actually a lot more structured than I thought it would be. And it's kind of a little bit more structured than even the UK version as well. And I thought our driving kind of education stuff was really strict, but it seems kind of just the same, or even more in the US actually, because you have to go to classes and stuff, which we don't. We kind of have these, well, there are official books that you can buy, which I have, but there's also other things you can get for like doing the theory test, and then you have your practical test, and the practical test is actually changing on December 4th for us in the UK. Nothing really that major, I believe. Normally what happens is the instructor or the examiner would give you directions, but I believe now you actually get a sat nav, which I actually think will be a little bit more, I think I actually like that better, because what happens is, well, I don't know if it happens for all sat navs, but at least in ours, it will kind of give you, like, show you the right lane to be in the roundabout, which if anybody is learning to drive in the UK, then you know roundabouts are just not, I don't think they're anybody's favourite. Sometimes you just get really kind of confusing, especially like the bigger major ones. But yes, I'm kind of happy about that, because that should make it a little bit more easier for that sort of thing. But yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to be taking my driving test. I'm not even a month in. I started on October 2nd. Currently it's the 27th of October, and I've had 6 lessons now. So I don't actually have any. It's currently what is it? It's currently 27th, which is the Friday. I don't have any until next Thursday, which is the, hang on, let me check. Next Thursday, which is the 2nd of November. So I kind of just about have a week off, which is kind of nice, just so I can kind of have a little break from that. But I'm really enjoying it actually, and I feel like I'm progressing a lot more than I would, because you know, it is in a manual car, and I thought I would kind of struggle with that a little bit more, but it's actually not too bad. It's just clutch control and stuff like that. Just having to think about that all the time, but to be honest, it's not that much of a big deal. I mean, it is some aspects are a little bit more difficult, but I'm getting there. So I think it may be, I'm hoping before the end of the year I'll kind of get it done, because we kind of have this checklist of things and this little student book thing that the instructor gave me of like things I have to do. And I've done probably over 80% of the stuff in there, so I'm hoping that maybe by the end of the year I could get it done. I'm not too sure. I really wish I would just stop putting it off in the summertime, because now it's like darker nights and stuff, and I don't want to drive in the night time. So I wish I just like got on with it in the summer, because I kind of just kept putting it off all summer long, and I wish I would have just started. And that's, oh my god, it's so frustrating now, because you know, this instructor in my area is actually kind of popular in terms of good reviews and stuff, and a lot of my friends at school, well, not just acquaintances, I guess, not really my friends in particular, but a lot of people who I've known and stuff actually have done driving lessons through this person. And yeah, so he is pretty busy, and a lot of the lessons that I get are in the afternoons, which is okay, but now that it's getting into the night, like, you know, winter nights and stuff, it is getting a lot more darker quicker, so, you know, it is a little bit more, it's going to be fine. I've drove at like dusk before, but that's like not too bad. I know once I do it'll be fine, it's just the thought of it. So yeah. Anyway, so we're just working on this last bedroom here, which is this kind of green themed one. I mean, not that green themed compared to the siding. It's like a little bit more darker, I'd say. And I also forgot to do the front porch decorations, so I'll go back and do that in just a quick second here. And I tried to keep the decorations in the room fairly simple because I didn't want to kind of overdo it, which I feel like you have to do. Like, it's always this thing of like, a build isn't that good if you don't well decorate it, but sometimes recently I've found that not, you know, just having a couple more simple style rooms and stuff aren't that bad, and they kind of look nicer sometimes in my opinion, so I have been doing that a little bit more recently. And yeah, so we're just about to go onto the front porch and do those decorations, and we're finished with the build. So I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any suggestions for what you want to see next and any ideas for cats and dogs, please make sure you let me know. Make sure you do this video with a like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't, and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.